to this day. To this day.
What is going on, friends? Candace B here. Thank you. Yes, you too, you as well. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to my new ones. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm pretty tired, so if I'm kind of being weird, it's because I'm tired and I'm cold, so yeah. It's just before 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, December 17th, and I'm about to backtest, so I'm like, why not just turn on the camera and show you guys how I backtest. I made a backtesting video before, but I didn't show my face in it, and sometimes y'all want to see my face, right? You want to see my face? If you don't say anything, okay? But anyways, yeah, so I was just like, why not just like show you my thought process, my mindset when I'm, you know, back testing. So I don't really know how this video is gonna go, but hey. And even though I'm on a break from taking trades and whatnot, this is still very important to me to take time and back test and just kind of keep my mind fresh so that when the new year comes, you know, it just continues like clockwork. And the goal for me is to go into the new year with more refined skills, more discipline, you know, having my strategy just very well worked, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's just take a look at the charts here. So as you can see, we have GJ and yeah, why not backtest GJ? Actually, let's backtest EJ. Let's backtest EJ. Let's clear this chart, you know, switch it up on y'all. Y'all didn't know I was gonna switch it up. Yeah, we have EJ. So I personally have the pro version of tradingview.com. If you don't know, this is tradingview.com. I feel like I never mention it too often in my videos that this is tradingview.com, and a lot of people still ask me what software I use or whatnot, so I apologize. There is a link in the description box if you want to see what TradingView is all about, if you want to buy their software. It does come with more perks when you pay for it, but to each their own. You know, the free version is still really, really good. I use the free version quite a bit. Anyway, so we are on EJ right now. I'm just going to press this bar replay button, and what I personally do is I just close my eyes and then just click wherever. And usually I want to keep it in the last couple years. Okay, so 2013, that's too far back for me personally, so I'm gonna try this again. We're gonna stay local. Stay local. Anyways, let's go here. Where we at? All right, 2018, that's not bad. So what I do next, so that's the first thing I do. I don't want to, you know where I'm gonna start, because obviously if you're looking and then you press the bar replay, you can see the patterns already. So the point is to not know what's gonna happen in the future, you know, from where you're starting. So that's personally what I like to do. So yeah, so that being said, we got that done. And then what I like to do, I like to look at like the date. So this is May 29th, 2018. Let me go back to May 29th, 2018. Okay, so that's a Tuesday, so that's fine. Like, you know, me personally, before I used to just always want to start on Monday and go for 5 days, but I'm just like, it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you, so I'll just start wherever, because my goal is to backtest certain time periods each day, so it really doesn't matter what day you start, and you can obviously go for as long as you want when you're backtesting. So it's not like it's gonna cut off at the end of the week. Okay, so Tuesday, May 29th, 2018, and then what I will do, because I want to make sure, it might start on Wednesday instead, because I want to actually start from midnight. Yeah, because this is already the end of the day on May 29th. Okay, so let's just get that sorted out. So this is 4 p.m. May 29th. I want to start a fresh new trading day. So, or like, technically a fresh new trading day is 5 p.m. Eastern time, but I want to start midnight on the 30th, you know what I mean? So it'll be a Wednesday. So yeah, again, this is just what I'm doing, so bear with me. I'm just going to go 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. So this is the 30th, we're starting fresh. And so another thing that I do, what step is this? Is this step number 3? The next step that I like to do is to figure out what trading session I want to backtest. So in this case, I'm going to be choosing to backtest during London session because it's Euro JPY, so it moves quite well during London session. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so what I also do is The next thing is I get my trading journal, my backtesting trading journal. This is different from my actual trading journal because now I'm digital with my trading journal because I'm fancy, okay? So now I use an Excel spreadsheet, but this is still my manual backtesting trading journal. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, so I'm going to get that out. And then pretty much what I do is I just put, I get a pen and paper. I get my pen and then I just write out what day today is. So today is the 17th of December, 2020. And this is just me being OCD, okay? This is just me being the weirdo that I am. I like to keep track of everything. For what reason, I don't know. And then what I do is I'm going to put the date that I'm like starting my back testing. So in this case, it's May 30th. So I do that in a different color. I stole this from my little cousin. Don't tell her though. So May 30th, 2018. And then I leave the other side blank just because like wherever I stop, that's what I'll put as the end. So anyways, starting May 30th, which is a Wednesday, we're starting London session and I'm going just to start from there. So let me move all this stuff out the way. So what I do is I kind of simulate it with my real life. I know a lot of people, they might backtest just by going and moving the arrow and just whatever, just doing their own thing. But me, it's like I like to simulate it. So I'm just like, okay, if I'm gonna be awake, I know I'm gonna be awake at midnight or whatever every night. So I'm gonna be looking at the charts, you know, I'm gonna be mapping it out and I wanna use the time frame. So I guess with this version, the pro version, I can't use the 5 minute, which is fine because I don't use the 5 minute in real life anyways. But right away I see that Euro JPY is in a downtrend and so that is kind of showing me, and this is on the 1 hour, so it's a downtrend. If I zoom out, you can kind of see it, that we're pushing down at this time. So for me, I'm trying to look for those swing high and swing low points because my strategy personally is, you know, trading, you know, break and retest, rejection of major zones, stuff like that. So I'm gonna focus on that. So right away, I see that zone here. More recently, I see that there is this rejection area here. And again, this is just me, like me visually going through and seeing, just quickly mapping out what I see, just because I guess it comes with chart time for anyone who's watching this and is a beginner. Once you are on the charts day in and day out and you're really studying the charts, your eyes will start to get accustomed to seeing things. So it's not really hard for me to see these you know, patterns, and I'm sure it's not hard for most of you guys either. So really what I look for is where prices come back and tapped, you know, more than one time. So in this case, this more recent zone here, we see that price tapped it 1, 2, 3 times in the last we'll say in the last, you know, 12 hours or whatever the case may be. So I feel like that is a strong resistance zone in this case. We'll see, it could get broken, but that's what backtesting is for. We want to be able to see. So that being said, that's kind of what I'm going to start with right now. And yeah, let's start. I don't press play because I feel like it goes too fast for me and I'm very slow at things. So I just press this button here, and obviously it's not going to be like that in real life. But again, we're trying to simulate as accurate as possible. My focus is not the speed, it's more so the structure, you know, and when I get in. So as you can see, this is pre-London 2 a.m. This price just pushed right up, and I can see why it would have pushed right up. If you see, we were doing lower highs and lower lows for a little bit, and it's like you can see lower lows, and then this one just doesn't close as a lower low. It didn't close underneath here to kind of continue that pattern. So that shows that, you know, price wanted to possibly reverse, and obviously as you can see, it did push up. In 1 hour, it pushed up about over 46 pips. So that's the strength of London session when it comes to you know, Euro, JPY, GJ, etc. And plus it's a Wednesday, so I mean, it's middle of the week, a lot of volatility. So I understand that. And you know, another thing that you guys can do is if you want to be more extra, you can always look at the news events that happen during the time that you're back testing, stuff like that. But me, I'm just focusing on the technical. So if I'm looking at the price right now and I'm up I've been waiting, you know, I see price push up. I'm not comfortable with entering right now, so I'm gonna wait and see, because at this point, if price comes up here, I wanna see what it's gonna do, and it looks like it will come up there, so let's press the next bar. All right, 3 a.m. So this is London open. Price is still continuing that bullish momentum. I notice with London open, price sometimes, or a lot of times, pushes up in the direction that it doesn't want to go in. So it pushes in the direction that it doesn't want to go in, and then it reverses, but we'll see what happens. 4 a.m. Okay, keep going. I don't feel comfortable. I think price is going to keep pushing up. Let's see. Yeah, so it's kind of funny because it's like you're just waiting, you know, it's just a waiting game when it comes to Forex, and this is how it would be. I don't feel comfortable entering here. I was more so looking for a selling opportunity because of the fact that we were in a downtrend, but we'll see what happens. Price is still just pushing up. So now at this point, we are entering into New York session. It's still London, but right now it's New York. So I see that price has come up. And mind you, I'm just sticking on the 1 hour for a reason. I can go to the higher time frames if I want, but we'll see. So we'll use the 4 hour as well. I see that price is above this zone now here. So it's breaking that downward structure really. If price is doing a retest, then buys would be more applicable. Let me just see what this next candlestick is gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna go down to the 30-minute and see what happens. So as you can see, the structure looks way better here. You have this lower high, lower low structure. Then you see the break of that structure. A lower low was not made. And you see a break of that structure, and then that higher low, higher high structure starting to form. You see that break of this resistance and a retest. So now let's see what happens if this is 8:30. See what happens at 9. Okay, so we have a bullish candlestick close above the zone that was just retested. Now, I'm personally going to take a buy here, and let's see what happens. And the intention is to treat it as if, you know, you are actually trading. So what you would risk, what your reward would be. So for me, I want to keep my stop loss as tight as possible, no matter what the outcome is. So that's what I try to focus on in real life. And so, you know, a stop loss below the zone, that makes sense. This is about a 34 pip stop loss right now. So you would adjust your lot size to match. Let's say if you want to risk 0.5% of your account, 1%, etc. And what I would be doing in my trading journal right now is I'm going to be writing down exactly where I'd be entering, what time, the stop loss to take profit, what that ratio is. So is it like a 1-to-2 ratio, 1-to-3, whatever. And I'm writing the amount of pips that it would be that I would either lose or I would catch or gain. So that's just what I personally do. No one really taught me to do this. I just do it myself because, you know, keeping data records is important. So anyways, just for the sake of this video, I won't like stop and write things down. I'm just gonna play it out and see what happens. So in this case, this is about a 1 to 1.9, 1-to-2, I guess you can say. I'm targeting these levels since price has already come up here. I mean, there is a high chance that price could be just retesting this area here. I'm gonna just draw out another zone. If we do this, you know, it can be seeing like kind of like a double top type of situation where price has retested this area and then it's gonna drop. I'm gonna follow the momentum in this case because a lot more times than not, you know, it works out in your favor. But again, you know, whatever happens will happen. I'm gonna see here. Wow, see, I hate changing because you can already see what happened. Like, see, I went to the 4 hour and it already shows. Okay, let's just play it out, whatever. Okay, so basically, stop loss, I mean, take profit was hit, but was the stop loss hit? We can't tell, I don't know. So I'm looking at this candlestick, it's showing me at the top here. The low was 126,234. My stop loss was at 126,227. So it was not hit, surprisingly. It was literally, apparently, just about to be hit. But obviously spreads and whatnot, you can expect it to have been hit. But technically speaking, my take profit would have been hit. The exact time, it just like, how long was that? I would have gotten it at technically I would have gotten in at 9:30 because I saw that candle form. Gotten in at 9:30, was out by 11:30. So 2-hour trade. And then what I would do is I would map that out as a win in my notebook here. I would add the results. So I would put what was the reasoning, why was I entering the trade, what happened as a result, what time did my, you know, stop loss or take profit get hit. So in this case, what time did my take profit get hit? And then I just put, you know, okay, plus 6.6 R, and that's pretty much it. So then I continue on. So for me as well, my focus is just taking one trade per day, and that's simulating my goal in real life. I'm not there just yet, but that is my goal, is just to take one high quality trade per day and just focus on one specific trading session. So that's what I really, you know, want to focus on when I backtest, because it helps me to be prepared for, you know, when it's real-time market situations. So yeah, that was pretty good. And then, so at this point, it's like I would just skip forward to the next day. Where's my phone? I would just skip forward because now May, it would go into the 31st. I guess there was 31 days in May. So yeah, I would just push through, go to the 31st. Okay, so we're on the 31st now. So I would have my, so usually I just keep my levels marked out and whatnot, because, you know, that's how I do it in real life. You know, I keep them marked out for the week. I usually do a mid-week kind of reanalysis, but yeah, because we started midweek, then I didn't have to do that. As you can see, price was respecting this level here. And so, but it hasn't been able to successfully close and continue up. It hasn't been able to do, you know, this in a sense that we were expecting to happen here, where you have price pull back, come up, retest this area, and then ideally, like, that was what you would think would happen, but it didn't. So yeah, now price is hovering under this level. So let's see what happens. So that's 12:30. I would still be waiting to see what price does, because we're waiting for London open. This is pre-London, 132. So price again is kind of testing this area as well. I wouldn't count this as being bearish again, like if we're just looking at this area, it's still bullish, still momentum to the upside. I feel like I just stuttered there, but anyways. This would be 2 a.m. So let's continue. 2:30. This is London open. I want to see what happens. Push up. I kind of figured that would happen. Let's see, so 3:30. So now that the move itself has already been made, I did not enter a trade, technically speaking. Again, just waiting game, just waiting to see what happens. Price might be pushing up. So at this point, we've broken levels that, you know, you would think that would be sustained in terms of even here as well. So first, we were expecting, you know, this level to continue down, didn't hold, pushed up. This level didn't hold, price pushed up. This level didn't hold, price pushed up. This level didn't hold, price pushed up. So now, you know, it's pretty confirmed that price is bullish. You know, you can visually see that. For me, then I would start to clean up my charts. I'm removing some drawings and whatnot, just to kind of keep it as clean as possible. So now I would be looking at kind of this area as a target point, just because this is where price has come before and tapped quite a few times in that recent past, as you can see. And yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, so I'm waiting now for a retest. So let me just kind of clean up here. I'm going to take this level, bring it up here. Again, this is what I just do. Don't worry about nothing. This is just how I backtest. Okay, so now this is cleaner for my eyes. So I'm personally waiting for a pullback, and then I would want to get in on a buy. So let's see if that happens. Okay, cute, we cute or whatever. So now as you can see, I'm on the 30-minute time frame, and just because the structure looks good. So I'll, you know, maneuver between 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, just whichever one has the nicest structure. Obviously 30-minute will be a bit more detailed, so I'm liking the structure on here. So now that I see this retest of this area that price has just broken out of, this is 5 a.m., so just wait. See what happens. Okay, so good thing I did not enter here, because if I had jumped the gun and said, oh, well, there's a retest and there is, you know, like, let's say, I'm gonna go back and see. So let's say that I saw this candlestick here and I saw that there was a lower wick insinuating that there's a rejection, you know, exhaustion of the bears in this area, exhaustion of sells basically, you know, and intention to push up. If I were to have jumped the gun without waiting for a bullish candlestick to form, then, you know, boom, price just pushes back down. So it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. So let's keep going. Let's see what happens. We are at 6:30 right now. Now at this point, I'm just waiting for price to close bullish above this level and see what happens at this point. Okay, so I got that here at 7:30. So for me, I would take a buy myself right now, with just the confluence that we are in a uptrend right now, where there is bullish momentum. We have broken and pulled back and retested this area here, and now we are closing above it. You can see that higher low, higher high structure. Basically that bearish pressure has been broken, that bearish structure. So you can clearly see that there is bullish intention, and we're in an area where there is minimal traffic. There's no traffic when you look to the left. So there is a chance that, you know, this range can get filled, but we'll see, because price can easily just drop right now. But for me, I would be entering a buy right now. And so technically, if this is 7:30, 8 p.m. would be where I would be entering. Again, noting everything down in my journal. Okay, I'm entering at 8 a.m. Technically still London session. It's just London/New York session crossover. Yeah, so, you know, where my stop loss is going to be, where my take profit is going to be, etc. I'm going to see if, to be honest, I won't, just because I'm working on being, you know, disciplined, not having to catch every move the full amount. I want to just be focusing on taking portions of moves. I'm going to aim for just here, maybe where price would make the next higher high, because as you can see, we are making higher highs and higher lows. You can start to kind of see, if I draw it out, we can kind of see that structure. So I want to see if price can make a higher high. Technically speaking, stop loss would be under the structure. I'm going to keep mine a little bit tighter. This can either work for me or against me, but again, it's what you're comfortable with. Adjust your stop losses, adjust your lot sizes accordingly. If you want your structure down here, if you want your stop loss down here, then you would be, you know, lowering your lot size. It's not a big deal. If you want a higher stop loss, or, you know, a larger stop loss, because you want to follow what the market wants to do. It's not more so, you know, what you want to do, it's more so what the market wants to do. So I feel comfortable keeping my my stop loss just below the low of this candlestick, this one here, because technically if we go on the 1 hour, it's below the low of the previous 1 hour. I don't know if that was confusing or not, but basically I like to set my stop loss if I'm in a buy. I like to set my stop loss below the low of the previous candlestick. So, and then it would be opposite if I was selling, I would want to put my stop loss above the high of the previous, yeah, etc. So let's see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, so stop loss was hit. It's all goody. So stop loss was hit, about an hour later, like 30 minutes later. So then I would count that as a loss. I would show how many pips I lost. I would record that. So in this case, I lost 3.4 R. So I do negative 3.4 R, kind of keep track of that, note it in my notebook, and keep track of it on the actual chart. So I'm still in profits for the week, and that was my Thursday trade. So we are good to go. We are not going to trade again for the day. We're going to keep going till it's Friday. You know what I mean? So that's basically how I backtest intentionally. I guess the goal for this video was to show you guys how I intentionally backtest. A lot of people might think backtesting is just looking at a chart and just, you know, predicting where price is going to go from there. But for me, I want to be intentional with the currency that I choose, the currency pair. I'm going to choose a currency pair that I actually trade in real life. I want to be intentional with the trading session I'm going to use. I trade London session, I trade New York session. So I'm going to backtest each trading session separately, or I can do it together. Whatever you want to do, whatever works, but the goal is to intentionally trade or backtest during certain time periods because that helps you get accustomed to the trading session, in my opinion. I'm going to use the same risk to reward ratios that I would use if I were trading in real time. I'm going to use the same, analysis in terms of my structure, how I map things out, how I look for things, etc. Just testing your strategies. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I won't bore you with more backtesting. I'm gonna obviously do that more so off camera, but I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, if you enjoyed the video in any way, shape, or form, please let me know by hitting that like button. I always appreciate it. If you like my blanket, give this video a like because I like it. And comment down below. Let me know, how do you backtest? What things do you do to intentionally backtest when you're practicing, when you're trying to keep your mind sharp? Are you backtesting right now, while the holidays are starting to commence? And last but not least, do not forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel and my other channel. I appreciate you guys so much for stopping by and watching as always. I hope you guys are all staying focused and doing well and not giving up. Do not give up. Keep going. Keep pushing forward. You got this. Don't worry. And I hope you have a splendid, splendid day, week, and life. Bye.